All right, I am live. Welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I am here tonight, this evening, to do a reading for what am I doing? For fire signs. Blanked off there for a second. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And I am continuing with the format I've been using, which is I already chose cards from Wisdom of the Oracle, just in the interest of time. And then I will clarify with the good tarot. And yeah, I took a day off yesterday. It was kind of intense. I have to be honest. I don't know if anybody else is feeling anything lately. But it was like I kind of got blown over. So I was like, you know what? I deserve a day. I'm just gonna let myself be in this and take care of myself and listen to what I need for this moment. And it was really good. And I moved through it and I am feeling back to myself again. So yeah, it was good, I guess. It was necessary in my process of growth and in my journey of growth, I suppose you could say. Um, and I just feel the need to tell you because I don't know, maybe this is something that you are dealing with as well, based on the cards that I picked, and I'll just dive right in. By the way, this is for sun, moon, rising fire signs. Any prominent fire signs in your birth chart. I started with Unfinished Symphony. And yeah, this is all about tying up loose ends. Needing, coming to the end of a cycle, coming to a place of mastering a lesson or something in your life where before you can move on, you need to stop and acknowledge where you're at, all the things that have gotten you to this point, and give yourself a little pat on the back. This is indicating that you have been through a lot. You have learned a lot, and there has been a lot of growth. And it's time for you to step into a new cycle, but not until you finish. And the next card I picked was Poised in the reverse position, in a protection position. And these two together are saying you now is not the time to move forward. You need to wrap things up. You need to take care of anything that is lingering, that needs your attention, that sometimes it's just a matter of just taking a little time to just let everything settle. I've said this before, but to kind of let things percolate. Sometimes it takes us a little bit to process what we've just been through. Yeah, sometimes it can take me a while to process things. I'm amazed it only took me a day yesterday. That was, yeah, it was intense. But I came out the other end and it was really good. And I feel like I got something out of it, and a huge part of it was just allowing myself to be in that space. As heavy and intense as it was. And yes, there were some tears. It's what was needed. And I know there will be more of those days. It's a part of being human. There are times when we just need to stop for a minute and just take stock. And sometimes we have to deal with stuff from the past that's still there, that we haven't completely released. But when we do that, when we really allow those feelings, I just saw 444. Yeah, it's really important to allow those feelings that are coming up for you. whatever they are, they're there for a reason. And when you can just kind of sit with them and let them go through you, and not try not to attach any meaning to them, just notice and acknowledge and accept them, is the quickest way to the other end, the other side. And the third card I picked for you is Happy Happy. So this is kind of saying two things to me. One, this is kind of where you're headed. This is the other side of taking the time to clean up the past, to tie up the loose ends, to, have a good cry or, whatever time you need to move through whatever you're in. This is the other side. But then also, this is about knowing that it's basically knowing how do I say it? Knowing that your baseline is happiness. And I did a reading for you a while back where you got this card, and it was telling me that you have already figured out your baseline of happiness. So no matter what is going on around you, you always have that something that is that happiness that is your foundation. And it's like this postcard that I have, which says, all of a sudden, I can't think of it. It's on my wall, but it's around the corner, and it's totally, I can't think of it in this moment. It's about happiness is not a state to arrive at, but a method of traveling. There it is. My face is getting red. Took me a second there. Yes, you are using that as the thing that's helping you move forward, knowing that no matter what happens in your life, that you have that thing that you can always fall back on, your baseline. Yeah. So that's really good. It's yeah, and it's knowing that whatever you're going through, this time that you're needing to take for tying things up, that there's still something in you that's like, yeah, this might be hard, but I still feel good inside. There's a part of me that still feels like, yeah, this is important for me to do because it's going to take me to the next thing. And again, this is not just your baseline. This is partly the next thing as well. She's on the egg with the keyhole. And you, in this time of tying up the loose ends, this is where you're going to get that key. All right, let's see what your clarification cards are. Page of Air. This one's not going to come to me right now. If I couldn't even think of my postcard that I look at like on practically a daily basis. But, just looking at the image, she's very open. She's inviting in, what's coming into her. The wings are spread. The arms are wide. These feathers kind of dropping down. It's like kind of the blessings are coming in, and she's open to them. But I'm just going to go to the book and see what it says. New ideas, open to new ideas. Mhm. Yeah, taking this time to tie things up is gonna bring in new ideas. A theory not yet proven, curiosity, and new focus. Yeah, you're gaining new focus as you are taking this time to tie things up. And this new focus is what's gonna lead you to your ultimate happiness, like, not just your baseline. Um, and this is about not knowing, being curious, being in the, like, kind of the excitement of what's to come, embracing the fear, embrace yeah, allowing the fear and embracing the excitement. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Yeah, because that is kind of the thing about curiosity, is there's an inherent, like, excitement, like you want to find out. You're not shrinking away, you're moving towards. What else? Five of water. Five of water. Yeah, what is this? Because she's got her hand on her head. There's her little seahorse friend hanging out with her. Oh, what is this one? I need to read what seahorses are all about. What's the seahorse spirit? Because these come up a lot, and I really like the seahorses. Maybe that's one of my spirit animals. Five of water. Five of water. Releasing grief. That's right. The ebb and flow of emotions. Allowing sadness to rise and fall, and forgiveness. Forgiveness came up in your last reading. It was about you, it was the mending card, and there was a lot around forgiveness. So maybe that's part of what's going on here with the unfinished symphony, with needing to tie things up, is coming to that place of forgiveness so that you can move on unencumbered and you can step forward free and clear. And yeah, like I was saying, that the emotion thing, I knew there was a reason I felt the need to tell you about that. Um, you have big emotions flowing through you right now. And then they're there for a reason. It's okay for them to be there. Um, Emotions, we're so often we're taught to push them away, the negative ones. But really they're there. They're You can think of them as an ally. They're there to help you hone in on what's really going on inside. And if you are feeling something of a lower vibration, what some might call negative, then that's an indication that you have something in you that you need to mm, spend some time thinking about, spend some time pondering. Hmm. Yeah, let's see what else. What else? Temptation. Temptation. Major Arcana, number 15. Um, okay. Yeah, so, this is very much about taking one too many bites. She's, and it's interesting too, this card, that the bites are in the shape of a heart, because that I can't help but think about, it being of a more, with the situation being of a more romantic, uh, in more of a romantic kind of how am I I can't even talk now. Having trouble expressing myself all of a sudden. Romantic in nature. Um, what's interesting about this, though, and I noticed this when I first picked this card a while back, is there's a pattern inside the heart, which is reminds me a little bit of lotus flowers. And I had a friend who happens to be a fire sign tell me about lotus flowers and how they represent. He gave me several words, and one of them was that they have kind of this spiritual meaning. That I wish I could remember the other words, because I feel like um, whatever you are dealing with, whatever kind of thing is tempting you to take one too many bites and end up, it's kind of the overindulgence card. um, whether you do or don't, it's a part of the lesson that is leading you towards a higher place. So you're either going to learn a lesson, which will help you not take one too many bites next time, or you're going to recognize that this is what you've done before and you don't need to take that extra bite this time. Either way, it's good. It's positive, and it's about tapping into this deeper part of yourself, your higher self, as some would say, and your higher power. Yeah, I think letting the emotions flow and come and go as they will is a part of this too. That especially when we're in a heavier place, we are much more tempted to indulge. And sometimes when you overindulge when you're in a heavy place, it actually makes it worse, because it can make you feel worse physically, and then it also makes you're already feeling down, and then you get down on yourself for allowing yourself to indulge in something that maybe you don't normally. And so it's this double, like, getting down on yourself. But again, it's okay, because it's kind of like the next morning after you drink too much and you have that really bad hangover, and you're like, I told myself I wasn't going to drink too much anymore, but then I did it, and here I am, and this is why I don't do it. Okay, now I'm going to remember the next time I want to drink too much, and maybe I'll cut myself off sooner. So, again, like, you got to get through the hangover, but then you're okay. So either way, it's positive. It's good. Empress. Woohoo! Another major arcana. And she's in charge of herself. She is like fully embodying her true, authentic self. She's in this deck, she's like the goddess of the harvest. She is able to bring nourishment. She's ultimately able to nourish herself first and then bring it to others. So it's like this lesson, letting the emotions ebb and flow, and learning to be okay with them, whatever they are. And even, whatever you're dealing with this temptation, you come to this place, which is your, like, ultimate happiness. It's your ultimate empowerment. It's where you come to after you've taken the time to really heal, to tie up whatever has been hanging there. That's so cool. Yeah, it's your ultimate empowerment. Oh, I was gonna read from the book, just because I always end up feeling like there's something I miss with this one, and it's about fertility. That's right. The Empress is about fertility and about creating a new The book will say it better. Give birth to new ideas and experiences. Yeah. Um, your life is rich and ripe with possibility. So it's about embracing the possibilities, the infinite possibilities, inviting in the possibilities. I mean, you're here watching this video, you're on this channel. So, yeah, there's another indication, like, invite the possibilities because there are infinite. Like, I just watched a cool program about quantum mechanics and this idea that there's this, I don't know if I'm going to explain it right, but there's this kind of field of infinite particles. It's one particle all existing in every place at the same time. And it's kind of in this wave form. And then it's when the observer puts their focus on it that it brings it into one specific it turns it from a wave into a particle, like into a more solid form or something like that. I'm not saying it right, but it's the idea that there is this infinite possibilities. There we go. Spit it out. Okay, what else? Queen of Fire. I keep picking this card. This card is like she's like the mascot of my readings lately. Okay, so I don't remember if I've picked her in one of your recent readings, but she has shown up a lot. And she's holding this candle, which is lighting up her heart space. And what that tells me is she's leading from her heart. She's being moved from this place of her heart, which is what I consider to be the most authentic part. So you are moving forward. You are allowing the emotions, the ebb and flow of emotions, to open your heart. Because that's what happens. Especially when we have the big emotions, especially when we have a good cry, it opens us. It allows us to become more vulnerable. And, particularly if we're going through something that is painful, where we feel like our heart is breaking, and that could be a part of what this is about. It's good. It's ultimately good because it breaks your heart open so that you can take in new love, that you can be more open and receptive to love in a way maybe you couldn't before or wouldn't allow yourself to. And it allows you to be vulnerable with people when you're going through grief, and it allows you to open up to people who you wouldn't normally and let them support you when you can't do it for yourself. So it's very positive. And this card is about collaboration. I want to say creative collaboration. Oh, my brain. I sometimes wish I had a photographic memory. That would be very helpful in this case. It's okay. Creative collaborations. Yeah. So you're opening your heart space to allow other people in so that you can collaborate with them. So you can move forward into your ultimate happiness. Ooh, this is just getting better and better. This is also soul connection. Having a soul connection. Which one was it? I can't remember now. Was it this one? This one might have been a soul one, connecting to source and your higher self. Yeah, passion inspired by spirit. So you're opening yourself to spirit. You're becoming inspired. Inspired to create something new. Something new, and a new something, a new path, a new creative endeavor that involves other people. And because you have the Empress and the Queen of Fire, it's very much about tapping into your feminine energy. We all have feminine and masculine, and that these two are showing up is kind of saying, like, maybe you haven't been so tapped into these parts of this part of yourself that is more intuitive, more receptive, more passive and allowing. So that's really good. I'm sorry. I just wanted to look. Oh yeah. This one's curiosity and new ideas. Yes. Curiosity and new ideas that are leading you to create with other people. Like double create. This is the ultimate creation. So cool. Okay. Where are we at? Where are we going? Ooh, and then you got the Hanged Man. Wow. So another major arcana. And this one's about surrender and gaining a new perspective. And the thing about this card is that he looks like he's got the thing wrapped around his foot, but it's like, he reminds me kind of like a Cirque du Soleil character who is totally in control. Like he has wound his foot up in this, or his ankle up in this thing, and he can unwind it just as easily. And he has the wings, so he can get himself unwound. He's taken a moment to enjoy the world from this different view, seeing what things are like in this different way. And this is what you're doing. You're taking the time. That's what this is about. Like, interestingly enough, upside down, they're in a very similar position where it's about taking time to assess, just pulling back a little bit, not moving forward yet, and allowing the emotions to happen, to come and go, and eventually you will find, in being curious about what is there, what's coming up for you. And that's what's going to lead you to the kind of big aha, the big epiphany. And again, like, you may be tempted, and that's okay. Like, if you fall into some kind of a temptation that you don't necessarily want to, just pick yourself up, get back on the wagon. It's okay. It's again, it's all part of the lesson. I really want to pick one more card. We're almost at 30. Oh, I just looked at Ace of Air. Aces are about new beginnings. Look at that. Pegasus. Is it a... Yeah, Pegasus. Freedom. Ultimate. I mean, horses are about freedom, but, the Pegasus has the wings, so it's like you could just go anywhere you want, basically. I haven't picked this one either before, I think ever. Ace of Air. Destiny and fate. The law of karma. Powerful forces of transformation at work in synchronicity. I'm really drawn to powerful forces of transformation are at work. You're transforming. you're taking the time you need to be where you're at now in this moment, to allow the feelings to come and go, to flow as they will. And you are transforming. You are transforming into the Empress. And into the Queen. Where'd the Queen go? Where you're leading. See, both of them have the thing by their heart space, the light here and the nourishment. So you're leading through shining your light and offering nourishment to others. And again, collaboration. So, it's an exchange. So cool. I'm going to read the rest of this. Meaningful coincidences. Here, I'll hold it up. Meaningful coincidences and forces beyond human control are operating in your life now for the highest good. Things are happening now with great velocity. You can expect quick results that will lead you forward with excellent information. Quick results. So that's telling me that you really aren't going to have to be in this place for very long. This giant pile of cards now. We've got this and we've got this. Like, you're taking the time you need to gain new perspective, to consider what's going on around you, consider your options. You're being curious about what there is. You're allowing the emotions to flow, to ebb and flow. But ultimately, it's leading you to yeah, your ultimate happiness. Your ultimate, where'd you go? Oh my God, they're everywhere. Your ultimate empowerment. Birthing new life into the world through your creativity. It's awesome. This is beautiful. This is, yeah, it's a really, again, it's a very transformative time for you. And that it can be very challenging when you get caught up in trying to control what's happening. But when you can just release and allow things to happen, it speeds up the process so much. And where'd you go? Oh God, I don't know. Here it is. It's quick. You're allowing yourself to go through this, and it's going to be a quick transformation. So cool. Well done. And maybe you're not through it yet, and maybe you're feeling like, what's this crazy lady saying, well done? This hurts. This is hard, wherever you're at, or maybe you're like totally zen with where you're at, and you're like, yeah, you know what? I know that no matter what happens to me and where I'm at, I'm going to get through it. And I still can fall back on my baseline of happiness. You're already aware that you have this. So maybe I'm not so crazy. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you being here. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your night, rest of tomorrow, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And like and subscribe.